This is Melissa Wiltrout from AEP 800, and the resource that I am using for this technology video is Padlet. I selected this resource because I think that it could be really great. There are some limitations to Padlet. For instance, if you do not have the upgraded paid account, you only get 3 Padlets, I believe, and I'll talk about ways that you can get the most out of those. But I still think that despite the limited number of Padlets you can use, this site is great and there are a lot of options for its use. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate a few different ways to use this resource. My intended audience for this video is other teachers. The ISTE standards addressed are ISTE-L 2.c, evaluate progress on the strategic plan, make course corrections, measure impact and scale effective approaches for using technology to transform learning, and ISTE-L 2.e, share lessons learned, best practices, challenges, and the impact of learning with technology with other education leaders who want to learn from this work. Okay, so the first thing that I will show you on Padlet is the gallery. When you select the gallery, it will take you to some Padlets that others in the community have created. For example, what I really like is that personally for a young child, you could, as a parent, create a chore list for them that they access at home. But since this is for teachers, I'll talk about some of the other things on here that you can use. I really like this idea of a field trip, not necessarily photo contest, but on field trips, instead of taking kids to the zoo, for instance, and them just walking around bored after a while, they could be taking pictures of what they're seeing and uploading them, or maybe jotting down things on paper, and when they get back, writing something on Padlet about what they learned. There's a compliment board. This could be great for social emotional needs. There's an activity that a lot of teachers do where they do anonymous compliments for various people in class. You could do that in this way. It teaches you how to do book reports on here if you want to use their template. And I think that you could even project something on your screen and the students be commenting with you, and you could be talking about the things that they are saying. But what I'm going to do is make a Padlet. So what I really like about Padlet is that it seems like there are a lot of options. So you can start by deciding what you want the Padlet to look like. The students will just go to the website that you give them and they can add their feedback. It's important that they type their name, otherwise everything is anonymous, although if you want to do something anonymous, it might be a good place for them to just drop anonymous notes to you, things that they think you need to know. But what I really like is that you can use a map. I think this would be great for social studies, but also a timeline. I know that there's a book that I teach that the timeline gets a little fuzzy for students, and so we could create, there's a past timeline, a present timeline, and then also like a flashbacks timeline. We could create one of each. So what I'm going to show you though is just the generic wall. I can put a title, a description, an icon, I have the link, and students can click on here and add their comments. If I want to go back in and change anything like this wallpaper, if I don't like what it is, I can, for instance, theme it. It looks like they have some moving backgrounds, which is super cool. Just kind of do what I want and choose my font, my color, whatever. And that is it. So like I said, you can only use 3, but I think that if you use it pointedly, you could use this and delete the Padlets each time you need to use them again. I don't think that that's a lot of extra work. You would just need to make sure that you only use this for things that is something you're okay with doing. But that is Padlet. Thank you for watching.